Well, back again. Today we're going to be looking at lesson 3.11, and this is what we call the rate of change. Some people will call it the percent of increase, percent of decrease, but rate of change. So our first vocabulary word we need to look at is exactly what we just said, and that is the percent rate of change. And what that is, it's a rate, which is a percent, of change expressed as, like I said, a percent. So I'm giving you the formula. The percent of change, what you need to do first is to find the amount of change. And to find that amount of change, we are finding the difference in values. And remember, difference is a subtraction problem. So we're subtracting those values. Then you're going to divide that by the original amount, what it started as. And that's how we're going to find that percent of change. So let's give an example. With example number 1, and just to let you know, if you're in my class, this is going to be very much like your numbers 1 to 6 on that worksheet I'm going to give you today. And it says we're going to find the percent of increase, meaning that the price is going up, or a decrease, meaning the price is going down. But important thing to look at is my instructions. Always read them. I want you to give it to me as into the nearest tenth of a percent if you need to. If it comes out as a whole number, then just leave it that way. So let's go ahead and look at this paper towel problem. In 2005, they were about $1.50 a roll. 10 years later, in 2015, it was only $1.20 a roll. There's definitely a difference in price. So if I need to know that percent rate of change, the first thing I need you to do is to find the amount of change. And again, I told you that's the difference. So we're subtracting the values, the $1.50 and the $1.20. So notice I'm showing my work, which you are going to as well. We're going to find the difference of those values. When I subtract them, I get 30 cents. Now, we're going to go ahead and take that difference and we're going to divide that difference by the original value. What did they start at? Well, they started in 2005 for $1.50. So I'm going to go ahead and divide that by $1.50. Now I am telling you here, it is okay. I'm going to allow you to use a calculator as long as you've shown me all the steps so far. Did you show me the subtraction? Did you show me what you're dividing by? And if you did, then you can use a calculator and I get that 0.2. Now last step, we're going to change the decimal to a percent. Remember, that means we're just going to multiply it by 100. Or some people say, move the decimal 2 places to the right. Well, when I do that, I get 20%. Don't need to round it because it just is a nice whole number. But you definitely need to identify as an increase or a decrease. Well, in those 10 years, did the price go up or did it go down? It went down, so it's called a decrease. My answer would be it's a 20% decrease over the 10 years. Let's look at another example. Gasoline in 2005, $1.50 a gallon. Haven't seen it that forever. But in 10 years later, 2015, it was actually $3.30 a gallon. So let's find this percent rate of change. First, step 1, find the amount of change. So let's go ahead and look at those two values. One in 2005, it was $1.50. 2015, it was $3.30. So let's go ahead and subtract. And again, I always take the large and subtract the small. And when I do that, I get $1.80. Now we're going to take that and go on to step 2 because it says we're going to take that and divide that by what it started at, the original amount. Well, 2005 was the original for that $1.50. So let's go ahead and show that I'm going to divide it by $1.50. I've shown all my work. So now I can go ahead and use a calculator. And when I go ahead and put that in, I get 1.2. Now let's change that by multiplying by 100. It's going to give me 120%. And now look at it. From $1.50 in 2005 to $3.30 in 2015, that is definitely an increase. So that's a 120% increase in those 10 years. Now we're going to look at one other example. That's example number 2. In example 2, this is going to be very much like your numbers 7 through 9. And this time we're looking at markups and discounts. Markups meaning the price is going up because if you own a business, you buy the item, you're not going to sell it to your customers for the same amount you purchased it. You'd make no money at all. That's called a markup. The price that you actually see in the stores is definitely not what the person bought it for to begin with. They actually have a percent that they mark up their items on. Discount, of course, means you get to save money. It's on sale. How much do I get to save? So we're going to go ahead and look at the cost of an item after a markup or a discount. So let's go ahead and look at it. First thing it says right now in step 1 is it says I need to go ahead and change the problem to an expression. We're going to basically be multiplying the value and the percent that they're either marking it up or they're discounting. So you can see $12 is the wholesale. That's what they bought the baseball bat for. And that store is going to mark up that baseball bat 225%. Step 2, we go ahead and we're changing that decimal percent to a decimal, and we do that by dividing by 100. So that 225% becomes that 2.25 by moving that decimal 2 places to the left. And then, of course, I multiply. When I multiply, I get $27. Now, again, that's my markup. That's not my answer. That's how much extra they're going to charge their customer. So to find that actual cost after the markup, you're going to add the markup to the cost. So that markup, that $27, I actually have to add to what they bought the baseball bat to begin with. So that's where I get my answer of $39. Now, if it was a discount, I wouldn't add because they're not adding a discount to it. If it's a discount, you actually subtract the cost and the discount. So let's look at the second problem because this one is, you can see right here, it is a discount. Same steps though, whether it's a markup or a discount, it starts exactly the same. It's just that last step that's different. So let's go ahead and change this problem to an expression, and we're going to multiply the value. So those jeans usually cost $32. And we're going to multiply it by the percent that I get to save this time, that 25%. Step 2, same thing. I can't multiply with a percent. I'm going to change that percent to a decimal. So we're going to go ahead and change this 25% by dividing by 100. And that's going to give me 32 times 0.25. And now let's go ahead and multiply. When I multiply that together, I get $8. But again, that's not a markup. That's not my answer. That's my discount. That's how much I actually get to take off the price because I get to save money. And that's where the one difference comes at the end. This is a discount, so I'm not going to add it to what it started as. I'm going to take those jeans, which are usually $32, and I'm going to actually subtract the $8 because it's a discount what I get to save. So those jeans will actually only cost me $24. So that's what we're going to be working on today in class. Bring any questions that you have with you. Otherwise, I will see you later.